We're talking Mac today on the Talking Mac podcast. Welcome back to the Talking Mac podcast, where we are talking Macintosh. The subject today is iPhone 2.0. Now, I know that sounds quite weird. I made that up myself. But the iPhone really needs a revolution for to gain adaptation, global adaptation of the phone itself. I mean, come on, $600. That's as much as a high-priced Mac Mini computer. Let's talk about number one. It needs a dramatic price reduction. I'm no way trying to dodge Apple, but it needs a dramatic price reduction. And we need support for third-party applications. Come on. Now, I have heard some hacks where people have used it on T-Mobile or whatever and use Skype on it, hacking it. But I want it to work right, and I don't want to have to hack it. I don't want to have to do anything to it. And also, I would love the ability to have a video camera, take video, and with the camera built into the iPhone. Also, another thing I would like is MMS messaging. I think that means multimedia. I don't know what the S means. But anyway, MMS messaging, where you can send your picture through a message to somebody. A lot of phones have that. iPhone, really expensive phone, does not. Let's just talk about applications, because we need applications on the iPhone. And see, in the lack of 3G is just a killer. I mean, that's just painful right there. You're sitting on a slow edge network. Oh my god, slow. And when I say slow, that means, I mean, it's probably good for doing email. But if you want to talk about looking at a video, oh no, nuh-uh. And another big thing is we want Flash support. We want Flash. I'm sorry, we don't want to have to download something from YouTube or from any of the other sites for that matter, and then encode them into some other format and then put them on. That's too much work. We just want to watch them from the full web browser. Now, I said this more than not. I am not trying to dodge Apple in no way. I love Apple computers. No, it's not Apple Computers. They changed the name. It's Apple Incorporated. I love Apple Incorporated. Apple Inc. But, and also, these are critical things for the adaptation of the iPhone in the business environment. I mean, adaptation. You need to adapt. We need to adapt to the iPhone. It's really, really hard to say that this iPhone is going to take over the world. I mean, it doesn't have support for third-party apps, no 3G, no Flash support, and I think it has no what do they call it? Exchange support either. So you really want. Here's what most smartphones are targeted to: business users, because they can sync their email and they can edit PowerPoint and Excel and Microsoft Word and all of that stuff on the mobile, and then sync it back and sync it up with their computer so they can do stuff on the go. It's just like the concept of a laptop. You can take it anywhere and do what you would normally do on your fixed desktop machine. So basically, this is a consumer expensive smartphone, and what we want is I'm telling you, we want Microsoft Office Mobile, or whatever they call it, like the mobile version of Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We want those on the iPhone. So we want to make this a true smartphone, whereas we can do work on the go while we're in the taxi, while we're taking the subway, while we want to be able to do stuff on the go. And you can't. We want Microsoft Office. We don't want any knockoff. I'm sorry, we want Microsoft Office, and we need Exchange, and we need 3G, we need Flash support, and I think they contribute all of that to the iPhone 2.0 or a second gen iPhone. I mean, I can see businessmen walking around with their shiny glass and metal iPhone. I can see it happening. but not until these major changes have come into full fruition, and until they have until they are until they are developed and put into the iPhone, and the price reduction in combination with the price reduction, adding 3G support, adding Exchange support, adding Flash support, adding third-party apps, adding Microsoft Office, all of that. I'm telling you, all of that would make that a big hit, because I can see businessmen now. I mean, it would be much nicer to carry an iPhone around than a Palm Pilot or a Samsung Blackjack or even a BlackBerry. So, I mean, it's just a much nicer device. So, I think a combination with that, the iPhone will be ready. But let's talk about some good things about the iPhone. And they claim it's a full web browser, and it's true. It's not some kind of just text and hardly no pictures. It's really true. It's really an amazing device. And also, touching back on the bad side, I've heard a lot of stories. People are losing their touch sensitivity, and their iPhones are failing them. I mean, these $600, $500 devices are failing them because of the touch sensitivity weakening, and you're not giving that response that you need. So you might be pressing it 3 times and it might not key in. And when you're texting with the virtual soft keyboard, as they say, losing touch sensitivity can really dampen your performance. I mean, imagine you're trying to text real fast and you're pressing the J key, and you press the J key, and you press the J key 5 times and it's still not responding. Well, then you cut yourself off a couple of seconds there. And imagine the multiple keys are doing it that you need doing the text. So it's more than just change these things. We need to figure out a solution for the loss of response. There's some development that needs to go, but other than that, the iPhone is a nice shiny device, great camera, great screen. I love the 6th generation iPod that is in there. Really, really cool. I mean, it's the best iPod I've ever seen. You know, it's just an incredible iPod. And so on that note, they are to be commended. Now, also what I want to do with the iPhone is I want to be able to download music from the online from the iTunes store and put it directly on my iPhone instead of syncing it through my computer. I want to be able to download music on the fly to my phone. I mean, it is a mobile device, right? We mobile. We do have an internet connection. It might be the slow edge connection, hopefully the 3G connection by iPhone 2.0 or the second gen iPhone. I hope it doesn't take them 3 generations for the iPhone. I hope not. But those are some things that we want to see. So let's sum it up here. So an iPhone 2.0 or second gen iPhone, I call it iPhone 2.0. I don't know what it's going to be named. I don't care. But this is just what we want to see in the second generation iPhone, the second iPhone to come out. We want to see 3G support, Flash support, Exchange support. We want to see support for third-party applications. We want a video camera. We also want to solve the problem of the loss of response. I mean, that's tremendously crazy. Those are just some of the things we would like, and we would like to download music from the iTunes store. Like to be able to, I said Flash support already, but there's some more things. And also, before we say goodbye for Talking Mac podcast for this week, we would like to see. Well, anyways, anyway. Actually, it's not what I would like to see. This will actually happen. You can get the iPhones $100 off if you buy them refurbished. You can look up the iPhones so you can see them refurbished there. There's the $399 for the 4 gig and $499 for the 8 gig. Alright, so we'll see you next time on the next Mac. Oh yeah, let me tell you. Send us an email, question, comment, concern, and suggestion at talkingmac@gmail.com. Again, that's talkingmac@gmail.com. Remember, the Talking Mac podcast is proudly sponsored by Tech Radio, daily technology news podcast available at www.techradio.tk, and that's www.techradio.tk. Enjoy the day. We'll see you next week right here on the Talking Mac podcast. Bye-bye.